Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I want to talk a little bit about something called the gatekeeper, and I want to start with saying, this thing, to get it actually activated in our practice was a challenge. But let me tell you the whole pain point. The pain point is we have in our Worcester office we have 6 treatment rooms, and every time. So there's 6 computers, and then there's the computer in our office where we go back to our office. So every time we went, we had to log into the computer, and this was like with our key, the keystroke, and you try to remember like what your logins are, and it can be a challenge. And when we were in the hospital, they used to have these like cards that you use to hit on the computer, and it logs you in and all your credentials and stuff like that. Well, those card systems that we have at the hospital, they're quite expensive. They were like prohibitively expensive. And there was Ben was he's in our practice, and he brought up this idea to us, and he's like, "Hey guys, we should consider this thing." And we tried it. I think it was like a couple years ago, and we bought everything. We bought this gatekeeper situation, and so in the beginning of the gatekeeper. That's what it's called. Basically what it is, it's like almost like a USB drive, a little dongle that you wear around your neck or put it in your pocket, and it automatically logs you into the computer when you get a certain distance from the computer. But the problem with the first rendition of these things was that we had 2 doctors close to each other, and it logged the wrong guy in. So we were both together, and my partner would log into mine, and I would log into his, and it was a headache. It just didn't work. It was frustrating. It was supposed to save us time, but it was actually more confusing because you had to log out and then log in again. And so we got rid of it. So we actually installed all of them. We got our IT people, because you have to have them involved in installing all this stuff, and then we got rid of it, and then we threw it out. And I guess they had this guarantee thing. But then, it still caused us a big pain point, because that's a lot of times a day we're logging in. And so recently we did it again, and the best one that we found was this called the Gatekeeper, and I'll put a link after this. Basically, it's this fob that we wear, and it takes a little bit to set it up. And the main key is to take your time setting it up. If not, it's going to cause you frustration. And I think this is a similar theme for even medical records. Like, you get a medical record, it's the best one around, but if you don't take the time to set it up, it's going to be a pain for you. And it's the same thing with these gatekeepers. And you have to get it set up. And the way I set mine up is mine never logs me out. So I actually do Control L when I leave, so I can log out. And so that way it doesn't log me out when I stand too far away from the computer, and I log myself out. But it logs me in when I get close. And then if there's 2 people, it asks you. It doesn't just log you in. You actually have to click Enter. So if there's a couple of people, you can pick the right ID and then click Enter. So that's been a lifesaver. And the other thing that goes along with it is within we use Google Chrome. And then our medical record is Athena, but all of those have login with Google Password. The Gatekeeper, though, also has a password function, so I can remember passwords for you. So that's a cool aspect. And then the final kind of thing of technology that I would recommend is within Athena. There's it's like a Norton type of thing to electronically do your narcotic medications. So those are kind of like all the technology things that I couldn't live without. This latest one is called the Gatekeeper. I think it's the best thing. I think it's maybe $150 a dongle, and then you have to add, install things into your computers and stuff. But it works great. So at both offices, we just carry one dongle thing back and forth. The only thing is you can't forget though to leave it. If you leave it in the office, then everyone can get into everything, right? Everything is connected to that one thing. So that's the only risky part with it. Anyway. Hope that helped you guys, and once again, if you want to do a strategy session, I'm going to put a little link underneath here. I'd love to chat with you, see what's working for you, what's not working, and what are things you could improve, and we can maybe talk and go back and forth and record another session on that. Okay, I'll put the link for the strategy session. Please sign up for that.